Hello, my name is Tiara Earls-Haas, and I am the Communications Specialist here at the Maricopa County Clerk of the Superior Court, and we are getting a first-hand look at our new voice assistant today. The goal of the voice assistant is actually to expand and improve access to justice by making access to our services and information related to our services that much easier. Today, we live in an age that's very tech-driven, and we also live in an age where a lot of people are actually utilizing technology in order to obtain services. So it only makes sense that we adapt here and do the same as well. So today, we are actually speaking to Aaron Judy, who is our chief, or not our chief yet.
Oh, yeah.
He is our technology and innovation strategist, and he is also the mastermind behind our new voice assistant. So thank you so much, Aaron, for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So the first question I want to ask you is, and I'm sure a lot of people want to know this as well, what exactly is a voice assistant and how does it work?
Okay. Voice assistants typically are a small device that sit in your house. It can be a puck. It may or may not have a screen like this. There are some models that are made for the dash of your car. And they allow you to use your voice to naturally interact with technology, right? You can ask questions and speak as you naturally would with another human being.
Gotcha. So our goal with something like this was to actually make getting our services much easier for people, especially since a lot of people use their mobile devices when they visit our website, or they're on a tablet or something along those lines. So is that something that they can do with this technology?
Absolutely, yes. You can download the skills for your laptop. You can use them on your phone. You can use them on the device themselves. There's countless ways of doing it. They make microwaves now that do it. They have released a pair of glasses that you can get in your prescription that you can talk to and hear back commands and control things with. They make a ring that you can speak into your hand and hear back the answer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So essentially anybody can download this technology to like their phone or their mobile device and they can use it right away?
Yes, correct.
Okay. That's really awesome, and I love technology and I love innovation. So I'm so glad that you're here talking to us today about this. So I do know that there is a big concern out there around privacy related to this type of technology. So I want to know your thoughts on that, and if you think that that's something that people should be concerned about.
Okay, absolutely. Privacy should always be your concern. With voice assistants, the concern comes from what you say to it and who would hear that, and who has access to that.
Okay.
Out of the box, most voice assistants have a small privacy checkbox opted in that you have to go into your settings and opt out, but it allows humans to review in select numbers. They say as little as 0.2% of volume actually get reviewed by a human. They listen to what you had asked and they review what Amazon or Google had heard, and they make sure that what was spoken was what was understood. You can opt out of that. You don't have to participate. There's still the concerns of, well, it's always listening, right? It's not always the case. It's always listening for a keyword. It wants to hear its name. Other than that, it doesn't send anything you say out to the internet. Nobody reviews anything you say until you say its keyword.
Okay.
That could be, hey Google, that could be Alexa. Never mind.
Oh my gosh, did it get activated?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
You can say either of those, and then it takes what you say after that with a timeout period.
Okay.
That means if you wait too long, it'll stop listening and it'll go back to what it's doing. So, but if you were to activate it, it will take what you said after that and it will send it up to the internet, and bigger, beefier computers on the internet will parse and listen to the language, and AI will determine what words were actually in what you spoke and what those words mean and what it can do to provide you what you asked for.
Okay.
So beyond that, it's not sending anything up to the internet.
Okay, so I just want to clarify that it's not like sitting there listening to all your conversations and transmitting this information over to some person who's going to analyze it and come and try to find you.
No. Unless you say its name.
Okay.
If you say its name, it will start listening and it will send that to the internet to understand.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm glad you addressed that because I know I've had a lot of concerns around privacy, and I know I have a lot of friends and family members who like are deathly afraid of these things for that reason. So it's very reassuring. So my next question is, how can someone use this technology to get information from the clerk's office about, say, getting copies of records or obtaining a marriage license or something like that?
Just as you asked me, in the exact same way, you can ask one of the voice assistants. We use Google because I don't have one plugged in. You can say, hey Google, ask the clerk's office, and that will load up Cleo. Cleo is our artificial intelligence that assists the public.
Okay.
Cleo will introduce herself, explain some of the things she's capable of, and offer you to ask an open-ended question. And that is in natural language. So in the way you ask me, if you noticed individuals, you see them on the street, they're talking on their cell phones, and they're screaming single word utterances, phrases, single word sentences into their phone in order to get the computer on the other side to route them to the right place.
Right. Like representative.
Right.
Representative.
They're yelling representative, agent.
Right.
We don't want that. People are trained now to speak like a robot. We want them to talk like a human.
Like they usually do.
So just ask, how do I obtain documents? How do I obtain copies of documents? How do I obtain a marriage license? How do I obtain a passport? What is the fee for a passport?
Right. So I want to clarify that when we're talking about this kind of technology, we're talking about Amazon Alexa skill, but also the Google Assistant can do the same thing?
Correct.
Okay.
They are both channels.
Right.
They're both ways of communicating with our office.
Okay.
You can pick up the phone today or you can come downtown. You can also ask one of the voice assistants.
Right.
You could, soon you'll be able to text. We haven't released the text number to the public, but
Yet.
You'll be able to text just from your phone. I need directions. I am lost. I need to be in court.
That's awesome.
I need directions to this location.
Right.
Or you can ask things like, how busy are you? What is the wait time at the customer service center? Handy things, you know.
Right.
Maybe.
Can we try it right now?
Sure. I think we should go to that. Ask the clerk's office.
Hello, I'm Cleo, the Maricopa County Clerk of the Superior Court Virtual Assistant. I can help with directions, hours of operation, and general assistance. What may I assist you with?
I can do it. Okay. How do I get a marriage license?
We offer marriage license services at multiple locations. Which location are you traveling to?
Downtown Customer Service Center.
The Customer Service Center is located at 601 West Jackson Street, Phoenix, Arizona 85003, 3 hours, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday to...
I love that.
Cancel.
I'm such a nerd for this kind of stuff. And I know that you're a total nerd, and I know you have all this technology throughout your entire house. This guy's like Iron Man, like in real life. It's amazing. So my next question is, I understand that this information integrates with our chatbot, which hasn't been released yet. It's going to be on our website.
Very soon.
Very soon. So how does that work? How does it connect together at the end of the day? Like what makes it all tick as one big unit?
Okay. Behind the scenes, in the very back is Watson. IBM's Watson. You've seen it on Jeopardy. Everybody is familiar.
Like beats everybody.
Right, yeah, the very same one that took on all the champions powers our AI.
Awesome.
Cleo is our AI, our persona, our personality, and she is a Watson AI. She is connected to those channels that we talked about, right?
Right.
And this brings into light that topic of omni-channel.
Right.
Omni meaning all or any, encompassing all channels of communication.
Right.
Cleo is plugged into all of our channels of communication, and we're slowly opening more.
Right.
So as we open the web chat, the same question that you ask on the website, you can ask with your voice, or you can text, or you can eventually ask Facebook Messenger or Slack, and you will get the same curated response back. That means if a citizen were to call the office and ask a question, and maybe a human misspoke, or maybe they misunderstood, communication happens that way, and then they come into the office, and now the answer is different. You know, some
Right.
people can be angry about that, and understandable. You know,
Right.
you've taken a day off work, you've come downtown,
Absolutely.
and now, you know, it's not the same thing you thought. So that same answer gets sent out to all of the channels. We want to use a concept called augmented intelligence. That is, imagine the person's first day at the front counter, and they
Mhm.
need to help citizens that have real world problems, right? They want to do their very best. Maybe they get asked a question that wasn't covered in new employee orientation or their
Right.
training, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can ask Cleo from their desk the same question that the citizen would ask,
Right.
and they can get the answer. It augments their own intelligence.
That's awesome.
If the citizen were to ask a question or the employee were to ask a question that the AI didn't know, that question gets registered somewhere. And humans, we have a curating team, that humans will review anonymous, meaning we don't know who they came from, questions that get asked to the AI. And they review that the answer was found and if it was correct. And then those are deleted after 90 days, so they don't even stick around. But if that question didn't have an answer, they will find the appropriate answer for it, they will enter it, they will train the bot or the AI, and then the next person that asks that question will get the appropriate answer. So the next person that comes to the counter or the next new employee that needs to help somebody will help them the way they should.
So it sounds like I'm hearing a couple things here.
Mhm.
It sounds like this tool is designed to not only make our customers' lives easier, but our representatives in the offices who are helping our customers, it makes their lives easier as well,
More effective.
more effective, so that they're better serving the customer.
Exactly.
And it sounds like you're saying, clarify if I'm wrong, that all the information kind of comes from the same bank,
It does.
so that when you're accessing information from multiple channels, you're getting a consistent response.
Correct. Think of it as one human being instead that was answering all of those phones and typing to all those people simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
What they know is being shared equally, without bias, without any idea of where you're coming from or what your situation is. There's no concern of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
So I want you to share a little bit with our audience about how you're utilizing this technology in your house, because I
Okay.
understand you've got this like integrated throughout your entire house, and
Yeah.
you've got like touch screens and everything. I swear to God, this guy is like super tech nerd extraordinaire. So tell us a little bit about how you're using it in your house.
Sure. I have Amazon and Google devices, both. I have them throughout my house, except for my guest spaces, so for their own privacy concerns, just in case. But everywhere else, even next to my sink, I'm brushing my teeth and run out of toothpaste, I can add that to my shopping list.
Nice.
There are touch screens that control shortcuts. I have lights grouped. I 3D print and build. I'm a maker. So my home AI, Sam, monitors my 3D prints. It announces audibly out loud in my house the comings and goings of family members. So when I arrive at work or when I get to the bus stop, when my wife leaves, it says she's left. And
Right. So it's kind of like having Jarvis from Iron
It is.
Man. It's like basically Jarvis in his house. It's
Yeah.
amazing. That's so cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing a little bit more about this technology, which we absolutely are very, very excited and thrilled about. And we want to hear more about what you guys think about this technology. And if you have any questions, we're always looking for feedback. So if you want to share your thoughts, go ahead and reach out to us on Facebook. You can send us a direct message, or you can do so on Twitter as well, or you can visit us on our website. So thank you.
Thank you.